Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel. I've got big news to share with you guys. It looks like Bitcoin is having a breakout. It's currently over 34,000. We also heard that MicroStrategy wants to buy more Bitcoin. Ray Dalio is continuing his capitulation into Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the GameStop and Robinhood situation, as well as Coinbase has confirmed their IPO. Before we go into it, hit that thumbs up, guys. Leave a comment below and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, tomorrow morning, I'm uploading my interview with Ryan Radloff, the CEO of Kingdom Trust, which provides institutional crypto custody and retirement options for Bitcoin and crypto investors. So you don't want to miss that one. We even talk about the GameStop situation. So hit the notification bell as well. Guys, Bitcoin over $34,000 right now, up 12.23% from a 24-hour perspective. If you look at the chart here, we see a huge green candle and looks like a breakout, to the upside. But let's see how this plays out. We don't know if this correction is over yet because you see this pattern right here, my friends? It could be the same thing repeating here, right? So we'll let it play out. We'll see what happens and see if it goes down further. It continues to move sideways and then we break out to the upside because we are in a bull market and you will have corrections on the way up. Now, Dan Moorhead, macro investor, who I interviewed on my channel, many of you have seen that interview, he is predicting $115,000 Bitcoin by August. Well, today he tweeted the following, a quote, "I'm not saying I'd bet my entire life savings on it. Definitely happening. But I think it's certainly possible. We're right on pace to do it." Talking about Bitcoin hitting $115,000. And here's his respective chart that they're tracking the price point by respective dates. So here you can see by February 15th, he's calling for $45,000. By March 15th, $52,000, and so on and so forth. So I think we're on track for that. We're going to have our corrections and we'll see how it plays out. This is not a certainty. I always keep it real with you guys. I think we can expect higher prices, but will we see $100,000? We'll have to wait and see. Certainly the factors of the demand from corporations and institutional investors is there. So here MicroStrategy says it will look into various approaches to obtain more Bitcoin. As mentioned in the introduction, they have over 70,000 Bitcoin that they've purchased. It's on their balance sheet. And Michael Saylor, who was quoted in the Q4 results, they did their respective Q4 filing, of course, remarked on publicly traded companies' Bitcoin treasury strategy, which has seen it acquire tens of thousands of Bitcoin to date. He says here, regarding our Bitcoin strategy, our pioneering decision to make Bitcoin our primary treasury reserve asset has made MicroStrategy a thought leader in the cryptocurrency market and generated great interest in MicroStrategy as a corporation. Going forward, we continue to plan to hold our Bitcoin and invest additional excess cash flows in Bitcoin. Additionally, we will explore various approaches to acquire additional Bitcoin as part of our overall corporate strategy. It could be they will accept payments in Bitcoin, or they can get into the Bitcoin mining game. I interviewed Michael just literally 2 weeks ago. I tried to ask him some of those questions, but he probably couldn't, disclose certain things. And of course, they're hosting Bitcoin for Corporations next week, February 2nd and 3rd, and they're going to help companies to learn how to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. And remember, I will be interviewing, guys, the mayor of Miami, who is talking about putting Bitcoin on the city's treasury reserve. That interview is next week. You don't want to miss that one. Ray Dalio, another billionaire hedge fund manager, seems to be capitulating even more to Bitcoin. He expects to soon offer alt cash fund, says Bitcoin won't escape our scrutiny. Bitcoin looks like a long duration option on a highly unknown future, the Bridgewater Associates founder said. So this is interesting. This is what he said, calling Bitcoin one hell of an invention. Wow. Bridgewater founder Ray Dalio appears to have warmed a bit further to the largest cryptocurrency, saying it or its rivals could fill the growing need for alternatives to gold. Yeah, absolutely. He's now catching on to this. So while still expressing concern that Bitcoin could be hacked and that governments could ban it should it become too successful, the legendary hedge fund manager bestowed a praise on the cryptocurrency in a daily newsletter, saying, "I greatly admire how Bitcoin has stood the test of 10 years of time, not only in this regard, but also in how its technology has been working so well and has not been hacked." Yep. And guess what? It's going to become even more secure, because when you have governments and these big Wall Street players putting money in, and the major players getting into Bitcoin mining like Fidelity, that's going to secure the network even more. So things are heading in the right direction here. We are seeing more and more capitulation. So guys, you may be wondering, why am I talking about GameStop on a crypto video? Well, a couple of things. Those of you who are not familiar with the situation, essentially hedge funds on Wall Street, they try to short companies and even do it to a degree where it's beyond the regulations, right? They over leverage and all that. We've seen what the banks did to the economy in 2008, and they all got bailed out. So it's almost like the free market has ended. And here, a bunch of Redditors saw that a respective hedge fund was going to short the hell out of GameStop, and they decided, hey, we're all just going to buy GameStop stock, right? To essentially say, hey, we like the company, we want to do this, and we're going to prove a point. Well, the establishment doesn't like that, because the hedge funds lost billions. They lost their short position, and this is turning into one of the biggest fiascos in the stock market ever, guys. And even Congress is getting involved now. They want to hold hearings on short sellers, digital trading platforms, and Wall Street bets pumping GameStop stock 25-fold. So, of course, the price jumped significantly, hit $500 per share on Thursday. And look, at the end of the day, you and I can go buy stocks and we can do what the hell we want. It's supposed to be a free market. But what they don't like, the establishment, is that people are coming together because of the internet, and they're able to collectively put their money together, their ideas together, and a movement together. And the fact that they went and bought this stock and the respective hedge funds lost their money, that's not any type of manipulation or whatever. If it's supposed to be democratized, it's supposed to be anyone can go buy. And in fact, this is a bit hypocritical, because the hedge funds, they have manipulated the market for years. We all know this, right? That is why we're all in crypto, because it's a hedge against the traditional financial world. It is a hedge against inflation and manipulation. That is why Bitcoin was created. If you read the white paper for Bitcoin, it started as a hedge against that 2008 crash and bailout, my friends. And we are seeing it play out here. And of course, the government essentially called up Robinhood and so forth, and the NASDAQ, and told them, oh, stop selling, trading GME or GameStop and AMC and so forth. And of course, everybody who has a brain and who's not part of the establishment is like upset about this, right? This got me very angry, and it just further proves the point of how manipulated the traditional financial world is, how in bed they are with the government. I've talked about lobbying on this channel and how that works. I talked about Goldman Sachs, how these guys end up working at the government and all that. And that is why crypto, my friends, is the way out. Now, I want to share some thoughts here from different folks. Anthony Pompliano, I think, summarized it well. He said, there is no free market. There is only a manipulated market that is built to enrich hedge funds. The capitalists on Wall Street are being exposed as a bunch of crybabies who aren't actually that smart. If they were so good, why not compete in the free market? Absolutely. Why run to the government saying, oh, these Redditors, these bunch of average Joes came together and made us lose money. You need to go regulate them. Like, really? Really? And of course, we're headed to a much decentralized world, and the internet has allowed the free flow of knowledge and information. I tweeted about some of my sentiments, even saying like the traditional financial system is on its last legs. This is one of these things that are bringing hedge funds to their knees, and of course, banks too, because guys, the internet's bringing decentralization with blockchain, with crypto, and the spreading of information, right? You think about all the leaks, the WikiLeaks, and all those things bringing governments to their knees as well. And I even weighed in, I said free market is over, folks. Amongst other things, these two items are the nails in the coffin. The 2008 crash and bailout of the banks. Government shut down stock trading because the common man is winning and the hedge funds are losing. They don't want the common man to win. That's pretty clear, right? And we always have to pay and bail out the big guys. We are the common investors and people always have to bail out and hold and be left holding the bag, essentially. In addition, I said, what a time we're living in. The internet has helped the world become more decentralized. It has allowed the spread of knowledge, exposing of lies and corruption, and the common man to take back some power here. The genie is out of the bottle, and this trend will continue with crypto. I think we're seeing that with DeFi, right? Decentralized finance, and just even holding Bitcoin as a hedge, which is driving a lot of these traditional financial guys like Ray Dalio nuts, right? Just the other day, I talked about here on the channel, let me pull his name up here. This gentleman here, Paul Singer, he came out saying negative things about Bitcoin and crypto. These guys don't like it. They made their money that way, and they don't want to expose the things that are happening. Now, Robinhood, due to them pausing trading on these stocks, is getting sued like crazy. Class action lawsuits and complaints here being filed, and they're going to be in trouble. Let's see what happens. I'm personally very upset with Robinhood that they've done this, but look, at the end of the day, I also understand if the regulators and governments are calling them up and forcing them to do it, but they got to take a stance. But guys, this is a sign of things to come. And like I tweeted, the traditional financial system is on its last legs. The power is coming back to the people. This crowdsource of money and ideas and information, right? And watch, they're going to try to go ban all these groups on Reddit and so forth, in a sense of attacking free speech. And they'll try to make up all kinds of, find something to ban these groups. But it's not going to stop it, because we are seeing just different technologies pop up with blockchain and in the crypto market where you can have dialogue outside of a centralized system, right? So they're not going to be able to stop it. They're going to try to, but they're not going to be able to stop it. The other part of why this is significant for Bitcoin and crypto, a lot of these hedge funds are now closing a lot of their, getting out of some of the stocks. They're getting out of certain shorts and longs and so forth, because they're a bit scared. And I think that money will flow into what? Crypto. I think that's what's going to happen. Not all of it. I'm not saying, overnight they're going to take all their respective money and put into crypto. But I do believe some, because they're going to have to diversify here, because they are losing the power. The things they've been doing for years is getting exposed. They have manipulated the market. They have screwed the small guys. Now that the small guys are winning, they got to go cry to Big Daddy government to come bail them out. That's what's happening, friends. And I'm not anti-government. I'm anti-corruption. I'm anti-crony capitalism. I love capitalism. That's why I live in the United States, and I'm here. I have opportunities, but we got to call out crony capitalism, right? And this is crony, the croniest of crony right here, right? So that's how I feel about it, guys. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but leave your thoughts and comments below. Finally, guys, it's becoming official. Coinbase officially announces bid to become become public company via direct listing. Coinbase Global Incorporated today announced its intent to become a publicly traded company pursuant to a proposed direct listing of its Class A common stock. Such proposed listing is expected to be pursuant to a registration statement on Form S-1 with the Securities and Exchange Commission, Coinbase wrote in the blog post. Coinbase announced in mid-December that it filed a confidential S-1 with the U.S. SEC. The Form S-1 is expected to become effective after the SEC completes its review process, subject to market and other conditions, Coinbase said Thursday. It's happening, and just this last part. As the block previously reported this month, Coinbase told shareholders that it would launch a secondary market for its private stock on the NASDAQ private market. Very interesting, and you know what this means? I think that means the bull run is going to heat up, guys, because you do not do this in a bear market, right? You want as much momentum, awareness, hype behind it to people to start paying attention to Coinbase, investing Coinbase, buying that stock, get as much value out of it. And if you're an exchange that is selling and owns assets like Bitcoin and so forth that are going to the moon in a bull market, I mean, it's the perfect storm, right, to really make significant money. And remember, Coinbase has investors like Andreessen Horowitz and all these guys who are looking for significant returns. So this is an indication, my friends, things are going to heat up soon. And if, like Dan Moorhead here has his respective price predictions, we could see 100,000 in August. And if that's indeed the case, I don't think that will be the peak of the bull market. I think we can see maybe possibly $200,000. That's possible. Now, obviously, when I say that, I'm not saying, hey guys, it's definitely going to happen, right? It's going to happen on September 9th. We're going to see 200, obviously, right? We're talking probabilities here. But when I see things like this as well, I know they're going to pump the market and they're going to market the hell out of it to retail investors. We're going to see FOMO kick in and all of that. So I'm excited. Patience is the key. As I always tell you guys, patience, right? That's how the macro investors look at things. So guys, what do you think? You think Bitcoin, this breakout here is a real breakout or is it a fake out, right? Could we move to back to $40,000 soon? I hope so. And what do you think about Ray Dalio? What do you think about this Wall Street bets, Robinhood, and GameStop situation? I know I ranted about it, but leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you guys later.